Hi guys, I hope you are doing well today. I just want to bring a very important topic on the screen again, the new Teams experience. Have you heard about that? So Microsoft has brought up a new Teams experience and they call what you regularly know as Teams Classic. So this is now Classic Teams and there is now new Teams experience in case you do not know. So just know now. I'm going to put this URL on the description of this video so you can just try to read through some differences, sharp differences between the new Teams experience and the classic Teams. I will just run you through this short clip just to see the difference between the old and the new. Now you see they both are loading. The new is loaded and the old is still loading, right? You can see that this is well loaded since, and this is still trying to, of course, this is a regular experience that you do have when you use Microsoft Teams application. All right, so again, there is an other difference that you would see, and is just here when you are scrolling your messages. On the new Teams experience is quite fast, and the other one is slower, right? Then if you check again when you join meetings, you will also notice difference between the old and then the new Teams experience. So enough of these stories. How do you enable this feature for the users in your organization? Remember, you may want to test these features out just to be sure that yes, you like them before you push them to the organization. You may want to say, let IT guys just try to see this feature, how important they are, how useful they are, how efficient they are, before you can say, okay, let me push it out to the entire organization. You have to create what is called custom policy. Now, the question is, which custom policy are you going to create? You are going to create custom Teams update policy. So let's see how you're going to do that. But before you do that, you have to be Teams administrator or the global administrator. Okay, so this is just the step on how to do it. I am also going to have this on the video description, where you go to admin.teams.microsoft.com, you select Teams, and then you do all of this. But we're going to do this practically, so I'll put this document just in case you want to reference something. Okay, so what you do is you just sign into, let me start from the beginning. You can just type sign into admin.microsoft.com first, as it's a very regular landing page for most of us. Okay, so you click on show all and then you scroll down to where you have Teams, and then you click on Teams, and then it brings you up to sign into the admin center. You pick the admin account that is either Teams administrator or global administrator, and you are here, right? So what you do next is to click on these three lines, and then you're going to see the dashboard, and then the next one is going to be Teams, right? So you click on this drop down, and then you're going to see all of this, but what we're interested in is on Teams update policy. Okay, so when you click on Teams update policy, you're going to see the option here, global org-wide default. So what this means is that this is the policy that is assigned to everyone in your organization. So we just want to see what policy is assigned to everyone in the organization, and we see here is just a very recent change that came into Teams update policy. It was not here initially, so you have option to now click down here. Not enabled means that, yeah, the way it is now, I don't want anybody to use Teams. They should remain on classic. Then classic Teams as default means that you just want everyone to have this as the original setting, right? And then for Microsoft control is, okay, go ahead Microsoft, if you make any changes to the Teams desktop application, go ahead and push it to my users, right? And then this is for you to say, okay, I want to set the new Teams as default. And one very important thing is down here you have option to opt in and out, right? If you want to turn off opt in and out for user, you turn it off, so they just remain on the Teams, the new Teams experience. So you look at this, if it is enabled, if it is not enabled, and then you click down here to put it on new Teams experience by default, and you save this, what it means is that the user will not be able to go to classic Teams and then toggle back to the new Teams experience. So I'm just going to cancel this because for now I don't want to push this policy across all users in my organization. I want to give it to those guys that are in the IT unit to just do a test, and then they can get back to the management team on whether to implement this policy or not. So before this video, I created a user and I called him new Teams. Let me confirm that user's name from here first. Here, active users. So I called him new Teams. I know I signed into Teams with him, but I just want to show you. That's the name I gave him. Yeah, so this is the guy here. Now the guy is signed in here in Teams, and as you can see, he is on the classic Teams. There is no option for him to go to the new Teams experience or server up here. So just take note of this particular top left hand corner. Okay, so I'm going to minimize this and I'm going back to the Teams admin center here, and I'm just going to create a policy, and I'm going to call the policy new Teams experience. Okay, and I'm going to just there's no need for me to, so what I would just, okay, maybe just say IT testing. Okay, just to describe, okay, IT testing new Teams, just so it will be detailed experience, yeah. Okay, now what is here is user can opt in and opt out. Yes, of course, let me leave it there, right? Users can opt in excuse me. Now I want to, the default policy disable this. I want to enable it in this custom policy. So I will say that set this as default, and then I will click on apply here. So if I click on apply, it's going to create what is called custom policy for me, and any user that I assign this custom policy will assume this custom policy, because custom policies are of higher priority than global policy. Okay, so what I will do to assign this license to assign this policy to a user, I will just hit here. You see this circle here that is having check mark. I will just check it. Now before, oh, that's not what I want to do, right? This is the one I just created. But before I do that again, you remember that in Teams here, this guy does not have that option. So I just want to click on assign. So if I click on assign, I'm going to search for him, new Teams user. Okay, so this is the guy. I'm just going to click on add. Let us say there's another guy in the IT unit, and let's say that is me, Joseph, here. And then we are just two that want to test this property out and then get back to the management regarding the new Teams experience. So I will just hit on apply, and then I will click on confirm. So it's telling me that it will take some time to implement this policy change that I made. Quite okay, it's fine, but because there are just two users, it can be very fast compared to when you implement it org-wide. Implementing the policy org-wide could take up to 2 hours or 24 hours to even implement, but if you give it to 1 or 2 users, I am not expecting that to take long time before it will take effect on the user. So if you now go to, if you proceed to go to users down here, right, and then you click on manage users, if you search for test user, for example, test user, is it test user, new Teams user, new Teams, and then if you bring this guy up, let me see, okay, I can search with new. Okay, so that is the guy. So if I click on here and then I go to policies, and then I will scroll down here and turn this down here this way, I will see Teams policy, Teams update policy. Let me see, Teams Teams policy, Teams update policy. You see all other policies, he is in global, but in the update policy he is in new Teams experience. I just wanted to confirm this. Now that he has been able to switch from the org policy to new Teams experience policy, so let's check his Teams now and see what's happening. Excuse me. Already you have seen that this has popped up for him. Your organization install new version of Teams and it's ready for you to use. So the option this guy is just going to do is to click on switch now, and then it's going to move him from the old Teams experience to the new Teams experience, which is lighter and with all other. So this is the guy, new Teams, so that is his name. He's just going to pick that. So if the policy is not enabled for him, he's not going to see that option in the first place. And if he's trying to sign into this application in one way or the other, it's going to drop him error that the organization has blocked this new Teams experience for this user. So this is how it works. You can go ahead to this place and do all forms of adding accounts, all the other benefits that you are going to read from the theory that I'm going to put into this video would also help you check out how you're going to use the new Teams experience for faster and lighter updated look and feel for multiple accounts and organizations, and then you can keep enjoying yourself and the new Teams experience. So I hope it's going to be a very wonderful weekend. I just thought of bringing this to your attention. So if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, try and do that because it's going to help a long way. So I hope you have a nice weekend. Peace.